Trump has turned ICE into secret police. I can't believe that we now have secret police in America, but we do. Unmarked vans, unmarked uniforms, no judicial warrant, knock down doors without a judicial warrant, grab people, detain them, and often prevent them from having access and communication with families or lawyers. All of that's happening right now in America. We now have a secret police called ICE.
A comment made by the ranking member talking about secret police. I think that's an outrageous comment. I think the men and women of ICE are sworn law enforcement officers. They do their job. They're trained to do their job. They have a very dangerous job. To continue to denigrate their job and how they go about it in such a dangerous environment, I think is a disservice to them.
It certainly is. Former Trump DHS Secretary Chad Wolf confronting that wild Democrat rhetoric yesterday, keeping his calm, I don't know how. Democrat Senator Jeff Merkley condemning American citizens who work for ICE, saying they are Trump's secret police. So let's welcome former Trump acting DHS Secretary Chad Wolf himself. Chad, these are mothers and fathers doing honest work, enforcing laws that Congress created, and that also keep American families safe. I don't get it.
Well, I don't get it either. And you know, look, Senator Merkley's comment was way out of line. This was his opening statement, by the way.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to respond. And then halfway through my opening statement, I said that it needs to be responded to because it's an unfair attack on ICE. As you indicated, Congress tells them what to go out and do. They go out and do it. They're not perfect, but they do a great job. And now I got a senator up there saying that they're the secret police, which, to be clear, what he's really saying is that they are the Nazis, because that's what that image and that's what that phraseology actually means. And so he needs to just come out and say what he thinks. And he sort of did. And I think it's an outrageous comment, and I'm glad I called him out on it.
Yep, I'm glad too. Here's a hearing witness saying how ICE agents and immigration enforcement actually saves taxpayer money. Listen to this, Chad.
Over 60% of illegal alien-headed households are using at least one form of welfare program, and usually more than one, at a cost of tens of billions of dollars to taxpayers. This is why any resources spent on immigration enforcement actually save taxpayer money in the long run.
Yeah.
But Chad, my question is, do Democrats care?
Well, I don't think they care, and they certainly didn't. They didn't want to actually talk about that during the hearing. And in fact, what they did talk about, their two witnesses as well as members on the dais there, they actually talked about how illegal immigration was a benefit to the economy and how it did not cost taxpayers anything, and that we needed more of it. And so it was just a clear dichotomy there of kind of their viewpoint, what their priorities are, and they didn't want to acknowledge the considerable cost of illegal immigration. And what wasn't brought up, but what should have been brought up to them is, if illegal immigration is such a boon to the economy, why didn't we have that boon during the 4 years of the Biden administration? Instead, what all I heard and saw was that city after city said, can you give me more federal dollars because I have all these illegal aliens in my community and I don't know what to do with them.
Final question for you, Chad. Do you think things have calmed down since the events in Minnesota? I know Tom Homan came out, said we're going to reduce numbers. Do you think the temperature's come down?
I think it's come down ever so slightly in those communities and actions on the ground. I think you've got congressional Democrats, unfortunately, that are still holding up funding for the Department of Homeland Security at a time where we have a conflict with Iran. We have proxies of Iran here in the United States, that we are not fully funding the Department of Homeland Security. It's unfathomable that we are in this position. So in that respect, I don't think that the temperature, at least on the Senate Democrats, have come down any.
No, they haven't. Do you hope that this will get sorted soon? I got 20 seconds.
Yeah, I do. And I think you've got an incoming Secretary, Senator Mullen, who has been in the middle of trying to get DHS funded, and so I think he's the right person.
Thank you very much, Chad. Great stuff as always. Thanks for joining us.